Water at Leeds is a large multidisciplinary research centre which covers all the faculties of the University of Leeds. We're the largest interdisciplinary research centre in any university in the world.
We work with everybody from engineering and the physical sciences right the way through the environmental sciences and into the arts and humanities.
The big problems today that we're facing are things like water security.
Particularly when it comes to drought management, but also flooding is very topical at the moment, not just in the UK.
We have people working across the globe, with people working in the Amazon looking at the effect of climate change on rainfall in the Amazon, and people working in the Arctic looking at glacial retreat. We've got over 150 experts across the university. Outside the university, we work locally, regionally, nationally, globally.
Locally, we've got a lot of interest in water research. We work with a number of local companies, government organisations and charities. So for example, with Yorkshire Water, we've got a strategic research partnership with them. We've had that for a number of years. And that's been very important because it's allowed us to ensure that the research we do is very applied. And we learn a lot of lessons from that type of activity and from that partnership.
My job really is to try and investigate ways to improve raw water quality at its source. The problem we see is that raw water colour, particularly the brown stuff in the water, has been getting worse for the last 20 odd years because the brown stuff that you can see is dissolved peat. And if you can keep peat where it belongs, which is on the top of a hill, not in a reservoir, it's ultimately, I think, better for everybody.
The work we do isn't just academic. I mean, it's important because it ends up in people's bills. It's, you know, if the water quality is poor coming into the treatment works, bills go up, energy use goes up, and that actually impacts climate change. So it's a double whammy.
If you're going to influence change, you need extremely robust scientific evidence. We've worked with Leeds University on land management and water quality issues, and I think that relationship helps deliver the sort of results that will help me influence change.
A number of our members actually sit on the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change. So really looking at the big questions of all the related areas to do with provision of food and water for the future. We get our big pots of funding from the UK research councils, also maybe from EU funding or more international funding pots, and they're for the big questions, the big multidisciplinary research projects. But there's gaps in the funding. We're always looking for funding to fund smaller projects, to fund studentships, for instance, to support PhD students who might want to come and work with us on these grand challenges.
Our ambition is to create the world's largest doctoral research and training centre, and that centre will have an intake of 100 students or thereabouts by 2020, so that's a significant increase in the number of postgraduate researchers that we actually have in the university doing water-related research at any time. And there's a great opportunity for the alumni to actually get involved in terms of either directly funding individual students to do projects in a specific area, or even to part funding studentships.
Where we're looking for support from donors is to help us with that bridging activity between some of our existing excellent research groups. And we can make a real difference to the world through individuals and their research activity. It's important for Water at Leeds to be successful because that then leads to further success in that you act as a centre of attraction. You bring in new stars from around the world who want to come join Leeds because they see it as an exciting and vibrant place to work around water research. If we think about today, 1.1 billion people don't have access to clean, safe water, and yet populations are going to grow by another 3 billion by 2050. So you've got population growth and climate change combined, which makes for extraordinary challenges for the future. So that's why we need to tackle this right now.